Yo, 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 yo. What's up?
Yo.
Why does it keep doing this? Shit.
No, I think it's just because your distance. It's like some of the cameras catch us like.
I gotta order the better camera, but all of my extra money has been trying to get the car, and that's the whole situation. So, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Duck the Glock. I'm Glock. That's Duck. Let's talk. Let's talk. With a Glock.
Yo, so first of all, let's talk about how the fact in between last week and this week we finally got everything live up on using up the good old. Let's see. So obviously for the visual recordings and stuff, if you want to watch those, or if you maybe missed any recap, you're probably watching this on YouTube. But for anybody who's watching it live, obviously we post these on YouTube, so that way we always have our content out there and shared for the visual aspect. But also we went and finally got the actual audio podcast put together, and we posted them up on our site, and then which hopefully you can link that below in this video, just so that way people see that to get to Buzzsprout. Which
Yep.
I know it's on the YouTube profile as well.
Yeah, I'll link it in the YouTube profile. I mean, in the YouTube video.
Okay, yeah, the YouTube video specifically too, though. But the podcasts are all going to be hosted through Spotify right now. We have Amazon Prime, the podcast. We have Google Cast, which I'm not sure how many people use that, and then we have iHeartRadio, and I think we're working on getting Pandora still.
Yeah.
There's just there's some processes that you have to run through for these. So we got some of the easy ones out of the way because we already previously knew how to do some of those. But yeah, so now if you want to just tune in, throw up those views if you're just driving, you're chilling, or if you're just hanging out, going to sleep, you just want to listen to something, or you want some background noise, throwing those up on any of those things help us get a little bit of viewership, and also gives you maybe some ideas of to what do you want us to talk about, and then also gives you some ideas of some of the stuff that you may have missed if you didn't watch all of it. And sometimes it's just easier to listen than have to watch them.
Yeah, and we're also going to be focusing, I wouldn't say heavily, but we're definitely going to be focusing on trying to get shorts up on YouTube and TikTok. So we'll be cutting a short out of every live podcast that we post on YouTube and on all the podcasts like audio platforms. We're going to cut a short out of every single one and make sure that there's a short every week with those on YouTube and on TikTok, just to have like something slight where people can see updated. We're doing podcasts every week. We're being consistent, and we'll try to make it something either funny or something that's that we feel is pretty important to talk about, whatever. But we'll keep those like under a minute probably.
Shorts.
Yep.
No, I think the TikTok especially though. I want to grow that a little bit just to kind of grow up the audience in different aspects and stuff. So.
Yep. It's definitely dope that we've had people watching the TikToks too. The first TikTok we posted, I think, has over 800 views, and I think the second one has a couple hundred. The most recent one I think has less than 100, but they're all definitely getting views, especially that first one. It kind of actually had more than I thought it would get. So we're gonna try to keep it light for the shorts for sure. Try to stay funny, or we don't want to be too serious where people are just like, oh yeah, politics, and then scroll right past it. So
or if it's just a controversial opinion on something,
yeah,
draw someone's attention or idea. But yeah, definitely do thank everybody. Obviously, yeah, for sure. Like TikTok, obviously, but like Spotify, all the podcasts and stuff that are being used right now. We'll listen to Buzzsprout and whatnot. It's definitely helped a lot just to kind of give us a little bit more momentum and like, oh cool, we actually people listening to it or checking it out and catching the vibe.
Yep.
So do appreciate that.
For sure, ski. So we're trying to get a guest on here too, and something I wanted to bring up, and I know you want to talk about, was the specific guest we're trying to get on here right now, he lives in a different time zone and works, and it's kind of hard to like sync up. So we might have to do like a later podcast one of these weeks, like maybe next week or the week after. But what I wanted to bring up is, if we have guests, if anybody wants to come on and they have something that they want to talk about or they want to promote or they want to just hang out and have a conversation, whatever it is, you can get in contact with either one of us. We have a Twitter. It's Duck the Glock. You can contact us there. You can contact us, just commenting on under one of our videos. But yeah, we're definitely trying to get, I wouldn't say every week, but maybe every other week or at least once a month have a guest on just to, change things up a little bit and have other views.
Might even be more based on certain topics too. 'Cause there's
Yeah.
hot topics like video games, like some massive game coming out, or some really cool movie coming out. We just know somebody that like we vibe with that has like a very strong interest or very
For sure.
more depth knowledge of something.
For sure.
Bringing them in there for that kind of stuff too. So,
For sure.
that's why it wouldn't be like a
Yeah. But yeah, we're definitely gonna look at getting start getting guests in here, and even if this is between me and you, but I mean, even if we don't have somebody in here for the whole 2 hours, what I'm saying, we can always make that work.
Or
But yeah,
maybe do it
definitely.
short.
Huh?
Or like
Do a
a
sh-
shorter one.
Oh well, yeah, true, but
Not like
yeah.
a minute, but like it's
Yeah.
3 minute talk, like one topic, and then we kind of should do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We could also do, and this is something we would like to get input and ideas from the people who are watching or listening to us. Is if we were gonna try to start getting guests, maybe we could stick to our our normal 2 hour ish podcast on Friday afternoons, and maybe try to do like a Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday like a 30-minute podcast with a guest, and just have it completely separate where we'll have guests. It's like a separate event basically. One is it could be put out more content more often, but then also it kind of helps us keep our main timeline in order for how we're running the podcast for now. We're still getting used to it, and any input would be dope.
For sure.
Definitely.
Learning.
The big thing is if you're watching and listening, just share with your friends, share with your family, anybody think you'd be interested in the type of shit we talk about. Again, Buzzsprout is gonna link you to all of our audio podcasts. We got a Twitter page up so people can talk to us. We've been posting on the Twitter. No, we don't really have a community there yet, but we're just trying to be consistent at least. And definitely, obviously the YouTube and then the live streams on Twitch. But just we appreciate everybody and encourage people to come hang out or listen to them however it's the easiest. You know what I'm saying? When we don't expect everybody to be here at 3 p.m. Eastern on Fridays to watch a 2-hour live stream on Twitch. Like we don't expect that. That's unrealistic. So we're definitely trying to do as much as we can to get our podcast out there so everyone can watch it and listen to it when they have the time to or when they want to.
Yeah, especially considering a lot of people might just want to tag on for a little bit if they know like what topics we're talking about and stuff.
Yeah.
So I might try to highlight that every once in a while on Twitter and just kind of give people a heads up too, so they can kind of gauge
Yeah.
the timeline of our 2 hours. I mean, I think there's a few weeks that we've kind of strayed off of. Well, we always stray off of it. I won't say that actually. We always have strayed off. But there's a few times where we definitely have taken all along on certain topics because we actually start diving into it and thinking about it.
Yeah.
So we might not hit the same stuff in schedule, but you never know. If we get to it, you might want to dive in and throw in your input or throw in your opinions, and then maybe just give us some cool content to talk with, and maybe give us a cool and make new friends, or even if it's people we already know, at least you can kind of join the discussion, even if it's just virtually through text. For now, and then maybe have you as a guest because you're showing your knowledge in certain areas, and then we see it as like a strong suit of like be cool to bring them in on and kind of go a little bit more in depth on something.
Yeah, the other thing is, we're obviously this is a new podcast still. This is only our 4th podcast, so we're evolving and growing and figuring things out as we go. We'll talk more about it, but also the possibility of like trying to generally timestamp the YouTube videos too. It gets a little rough because you got to sit there and really go through and watch everything and remember exactly what we were talking about at what time. But once we get better at it and just continue learning everything we're doing, we might be able to make the experience a little bit better. Well, we're definitely gonna do our best. That's for sure. Um,
I think it's into the meat of things, right?
yeah,
Start talking about like some of the cool stuff that's been happening or what we want to talk about.
yeah. Obi-Wan,
Yeah, 7 days
7 days.
until we get it next Friday. And the cool part about it is, I guess it was supposed to be originally released actually today, but because they delayed it, they're going to go ahead and release. I'm pretty certain they're releasing a 2-episode intro, so they're actually going to get the first 2 episodes.
I didn't even know that actually,
That's right.
and I even saw your notes and didn't even know that.
Yeah. No, for that's. I mean, which is like cool because the thing that sucks, right, is that in totality, for at least the first season, they haven't really acknowledged whether or not they're going to do another one, which kind of makes sense because they're limited at time frame of what they're able to put content wise through. But they're only doing a total of 6 episodes, which
Yeah.
like,
That's not.
in that aspect, then that means it's only going to be 5 weeks because we're releasing 2 in the same week.
Yeah. That's
But
the kind of direction that they've been going with all the Marvel shows too. I don't know. I feel like it's a little weird that like they are trying to be consistent with the 6-episode seasons, but like I can't decide if it's Disney being lazy and they just don't want to do long ass seasons, or if they have like a legitimate reason, like oh people don't want to wait and watch more than, or they don't want to watch more than 6 episodes per season. Like I actually genuinely wonder why they do that.
Well, like, obviously I don't know this for sure. I'm not a Disney executive. But one of the things I would say, like, certainly though, is the longer episodes. So generally, even like in other providers like Netflix and stuff, they generally don't go up too far. Like if you look at the Witcher series or stuff like that, like a lot of them, and also like their cost of production, because you get the technology that they use for these, and the same technology they use for movies, and especially like the Star Wars and Marvel ones, because they're producing like a lot of CGI. And
Yeah.
so I'd say like the cost of production is way more than just creating
Yeah.
like a talk show, or even if it's just like creating like reality TV show. All you're really doing is the studio actually itself cost, and then the actors and actresses, versus something like this instance. There's a lot of CGI and technology involved in order to.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense. Just like for
But you
example,
also
from
like everybody wants more, right?
yeah, for Moon Knight, bro, I literally that shit could have been 18 episodes in season 1, and I think everyone would have been happy as shit. So, having 6 episodes, like they told a story that was a good story and it was amazing, but I feel like they left a lot on the table because it had to be 6 episodes. I feel like if you made it 8 or 10 or 12, like you really could have put a lot more of that story into that season. You know what I mean? Especially because they don't even have a confirmed season 2 yet. So they're talking about Heat. Go ahead.
Moon Knight. They still haven't confirmed whether they're not going to.
That's what I just said.
Well, okay. I thought you were talking about Obi-Wan. But I mean, in that aspect, though, that might be because when you think about like the correlation and connection of all of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they already probably have a plan to what they kind of wanted to be the stopping point to introduce them into whatever they're putting them into. Which I know you already said there was a high probability that they're going to put them in with. I can't remember the name of the whole squad, but
Midnight Suns.
yeah, Midnight Suns.
Mm.
So at that point, they might have just been like, "Let's put it here. This is a really good ending." They did an awesome job at explaining who he is and why he is what he's, this personality. Of course, they kind of did leave it at the point where they could have, added on 3 more episodes or so to actually introduce his last personality, because really the only aspect we know is that he's still working with Khonshu. He's still like the ultimate one,
Which I think
That's
they,
really all we know.
I think they wanted it to be that cliffhanger. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
We won't get too much back into it. I was just, thinking about the fact that everything seems to be 6 episodes now with Disney. Obi-Wan did it. It wasn't Mandalorian 6? Yeah, Mandalorian was 6 episodes per season.
And Boba. Boba might have been 7 or 8.
I don't remember.
Also, Boba had 2 episodes that many people argued were just Mandalorian episodes, because literally one of them had nothing to do with Boba, and the other one only had a little version of Boba.
Oh, shit.
So,
Yeah.
obviously, I guess then in reality it's like 6 episodes. But yeah, no, that is a good point that they definitely do limit themselves in that aspect.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
I I'm excited for Obi-Wan though, and I hope they do it. I hope it just is so good to the Star Wars storyline and just something refreshing, something that we can all enjoy.
I always call him Connor for some reason, but I know that's obviously not his fucking name, but I get him mixed up with a boxer. But is Ewan McGregor or something like that? I can't remember his actual fucking name.
The actor?
Yeah, the guy who actually plays Obi-Wan. It's like Ewan.
Yeah, I don't even know, honestly.
But I think a lot of people are excited to see him come back though, because I think especially in the 1, 2, 3 saga, I think that he had to been like probably everyone's because a lot of people thought that Christian Hayden or Hayden Christian, I always get his name backwards, but a lot of people thought he was like over dramatic and a lot of people didn't like him. But Edwin McGregor or whatever his name is, Obi-Wan, was portrayed so perfectly, and the guy who acted him also, I think a lot of people were like top tier and like content wise. So bringing him back, I think, has got a lot of hype for the Star Wars community in that sense too.
For sure.
Because I feel like the actual content itself isn't for most people what they care about, because we already know what happens with like long term. So I think a lot of people aren't too worried about like the actual storyline. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just me with that vibe. But I think a lot of people are excited just to see Obi-Wan come back and to kind of get a little bit more of it.
For sure. And a more personalized story for him, too.
And I mean, I know that because Ahsoka was already brought in Boba. Since Ahsoka was already brought in Boba Fett.
Yeah.
And we already know they're coming out with a series for her, which is awesome. She deserves a series. That's gonna be awesome, especially with the lady who's playing her.
Yeah.
Fucking phenomenal, Ahsoka. There's a lot of curiosity. Like, is he gonna somehow be connected to this one, or is it just gonna be strictly Obi-Wan? Because no one really knows at what point Ahsoka kind of returns into the atmosphere of, like, oh, I want to be a Jedi and try to help the next generation of Jedis. Because obviously, if you've seen, well, technically in the Rebels, she wasn't there at one point. But even still, it was kind of like a weird connection in the ending because they didn't put it in with like, the saga efficiently.
Yeah.
Be curious to see her come again and see if they like try to arc it off to where maybe Obi-Wan's in Ahsoka.
She's gonna come again
as well. Huh?
She's gonna come again.
Like he's going to be in Ahsoka versus like maybe versus like the second season.
Came the first time, gonna come again. I can't wait to see Ahsoka come again.
But anyways. Yo.
Hey, yo. Bing bang. I have 7 female wives. Check my Instagram. Does that mean that we get Darth Vader in Fortnite?
So, this is not confirmed, obviously. This was a rumor that, of course, Mr. All he does is sit at home and very efficiently research stuff that he cares about.
Daryl.
And he saw a supposedly was somebody. Fuck, what do they call it? Somebody goes in the back end and technically pulls data, even though it's.
Yeah, game files. Yeah.
So apparently someone did that, and in part of that, they assumed that Darth Vader would be the next tier 100 thing in the battle pass. Actually, they're not even gonna put Obi-Wan in the battle pass. Is the rumor. They're putting Darth Vader in the which I kind of get too though, because first of all, everyone likes Darth Vader and like the iconic aspect of Darth Vader, because they're not making him look like they're just making him look like how Darth Vader looks like, right? Whereas Obi-Wan, I'd be curious if they're doing the younger version. I think some people might be disoriented too, or if they do the younger and the older version, then they might make him have 2 skins in that sense as well. But yeah, so there's the rumor of the fact that
I think
he is going to be.
It's funny because it would be the opposite of like the Doctor Strange one, which obviously they did because of Multiverse of Madness. My bad, I was fucking blanking out there. But then they put Scarlet Witch as like the character that you could purchase, like halfway through that or whatever season. But it's funny that they would be doing the opposite, where they would make Darth Vader the level 100, because more than likely way more people are gonna want Darth Vader than Obi-Wan, to be 100% honest. So like, because I would be one of those people, honestly. I would probably buy a Darth Vader skin before I bought an Obi-Wan skin.
But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's opinions,
But you're
but
right, Darth Vader is 10 times better because he's actually.
I feel like it's
he
this.
looks like a normal human.
Yeah, I feel like it's the same way though with Doctor Strange. Like, even though it was really more about him, people would be more inclined to buy Doctor Strange than Scarlet Witch. To be honest, I think it's just a more popular character.
But then, in essence, too, like you think about it, like monetary wise, they're making more money off the battle passes with these, because there's people that
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, probably.
the people who play the game more regularly in order to get to tier 100, so then they see the shot more and they buy more, or people who buy out the tiers and then watch they're paying if they want to have the Darth Vader skin on day one. I don't even know how fucking much money that is, but 100 tiers is probably got to be like 8,000 something V-bucks, something around there, you know. So in reality, they're making probably a lot fucking more money in that sense. When it's skins like that, obviously, if it's just plain skins, it's like their own art, it's different. But
Yeah.
honestly, they're making a lot more monetary because people play more too.
Yeah.
And that player base is really big for Fortnite because they have a lot of it.
So big.
So
So big. Fortnite is huge.
Hey, yow. Did you see the update for Fortnite yesterday, by the way?
I played it for like a couple games the other night.
That free skin if you play it on Epic Game Store. Or if you log in on Epic Game Store. There's this little like lava chick. She looks pretty badass, honestly.
I actually didn't even know that.
Yeah, it came out yesterday because Epic Games.
Oh, okay, I didn't.
Like
Yeah, I wasn't.
thing that just happened, and it's actually I think they have something for like Rocket League, and they have something for
You-
Warframe, I believe.
Did you see the? Did you actually play the map yet? The updated map.
Yeah, and they have the massive fucking reactor.
Yeah, the dick thing that's sticking out of the earth. That's
That's
all.
really what it looks like. Like Fortnite chill. These are kids still playing this. like, oh, we got rid of the builds, and now there's a lot more adults. But like, hey, you'll need to get out. No, I did see that. I mean, it's obviously in setting up for the next battle pass, which is gonna be hopefully servers related.
And they unvaulted some like weird machine gun thing.
Oh, you mean the minigun and then the rifle? That's like
The
mass.
yeah.
Have
The,
you
the
used it yet,
minigun's like.
for real? Well,
It's
the
like
minigun actually is like stupid OP.
it kind of rips.
close
Yeah.
range. Because at close range, you don't miss a shot, and that thing hits for like 20 around, and if you already
It
charged
kind of
up,
rips. Yeah.
you're spraying, yeah. But the rifle, I can't remember what it's like a charge rifle, I think is what they call it. That one, in my opinion, is complete dog shit.
I didn't even see that one. I only played a
The
couple
top damage
games.
is like the top damage is I think like 28, unless you hit like a headshot, and like the bullet sway and the spread on it is like dog shit.
Damn.
Like you seriously just continue to run the AUG, or the burst rifle, and you're much better off anyways.
The AUG is the burst rifle.
I know, but I just
Oh,
in the
okay.
game they don't call it the AUG.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I was corrected in that sense.
Yeah.
Because obviously in reality the design is structured like an AUG.
Yeah. That one is.
But you should check out the skin though that they're doing for.
Yeah, I'll check that
You
out.
just have to do like 3 challenges. One's like survive the storm, one's do damage, and then the other one was. It was all simple. Pretty much just play the game. Not much to do.
It was like the Prowler
like-
skin.
Yeah, but it's like a limited edition, and you can only get it if you get it for free, but you can only get it if you're playing off the Epic Game Store, like PC.
Which I
I
am.
don't know why they did that. No, I know, but I'm saying I don't know why they did that though. But that's
Oh.
like one of the things that they were. Well, it makes sense from a business standpoint. They're trying to get PC players to actually utilize Epic Game Store more,
Yep.
which they're also running a sick deal by the way. So I ended up getting Tiny Tina's Wonderland. So I don't know if I'm gonna play it or when I'm gonna play it, but I'm probably a little bit.
Tiny Tina's.
You know what that is, right? The Borderlands.
Yeah, tiny,
sequel, I guess.
tiny penis.
That's weird. I think you're playing the wrong games on the wrong network. You're probably using the internet. You might want to go back to Epic Games Store because you're digging into a dark hole, probably. But anyways, yeah.
Fortnite
So-
update though. I mean, like I said, I only played a couple games, but it was. I kind of like was liking just the little change on the map and shit, and a couple new guns again. So I like that they're staying on top of like making sure that they rotate things in the store, making sure that they add things back in the game, unvault
That's
things.
been a Fortnite thing.
No, I know, but I'm saying
Like
they have
one
to
of the
keep
things
doing
I love
that.
about it.
Yeah.
I mean, which helps them though, because like the storyline is like what I think, in my opinion, actually is probably the strongest suit of Fortnite. Is the fact that the storyline's always building throughout the entire season, and they're constantly giving you every week more of the story, and it's just kind of
Yeah.
cool in that aspect. And then obviously when they have like the collabs and stuff, it's pretty badass. But
Yep.
the map changes are pretty nice. The fact that they do those like on a 2 to 3 week basis is pretty dope as well.
Yeah.
Because they regular, the environment you're jumping into is pretty dope to be different. So that way it doesn't feel like you're jumping really in the same spot every time.
Yep.
More stuff like that, which kind of reminds me like. Didn't put this on here, but I don't know if you played it, so I'm just gonna bring it up. But did you actually ever end up playing the Call of Duty Godzilla Kong map? The new one?
Yeah.
I'm actually on the map.
Yeah.
How's that shit?
It was fun. It was. I expected it to be a little different than it was. Though. I expected it to be like Kong and Godzilla on the map, like fighting each other or some shit. But as you
Bye bye Godzilla.
probably already know, they don't do that. They just throw like Godzilla just shoots a fucking laser beam all over the map randomly, and Kong just like throws rocks everywhere and shit. And then you can gather intel by like gathering these little like cards that drop off of people dying, or by just shooting them. And then after you gain so much, you gain like care packages and shit. And then the last one is you can get like I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's like a little fucking device, right, that allows you to control whichever one you got. And so like you can use it as like basically like an airstrike type situation, like a kill streak. Yeah.
Control his beam or where he's throwing the shit.
Yeah. You can like just, and then does like in a big ass fucking circle for Kong. He throws like a massive rock in like a big ass circle, and you're fucking dead if you're doing that shit. And then Godzilla's beam is the same way. So it's pretty dope. I mean, they're trying to do the Fortnite. I wouldn't say the Fortnite thing, but basically they're trying to do the Fortnite thing where they're trying to add more shit. They're trying to do more events because they know that their player base is falling by a lot. And now they're already promoting Warzone 2 and shit. So
And Apex is just still dominating too, which is
Apex is so good.
one thing that's still on their own, and it's the actual game itself that's keeping them so strong. And COD's lost a lot with their actual gameplay and with their community has kind of murdered COD and a lot. So
Yeah.
I think the collabs is the big brain move to try to get people like Dawmage as a prime example. That boy literally got on for a week, bought some stuff, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to play that anymore. But convinced him to get on for a week. I mean,
buy some
stuff
skins.
Like that gets people to. I mean,
I
I
was
did
one
that
of
with
those-
Fortnite like a year or two ago, but I had nobody to play with because I actually got on and bought I bought one of the battle passes, but I didn't buy it all the way through. So
I did that shit too last year at some point. I had bought the one with the Asian girl with like the fucking Ani mask that like lit up and shit. I had got on by myself, just guys were just fucking around, and then I was like, okay, well that was fun, and then just didn't really get back on
One
again.
of my regrets. Kind of wish that I did the Rick and Morty, and I wish that I did the Morty ones, especially the Rick and
On
Morty.
Fortnite?
And that should have been hilarious.
Yeah.
I wish I did those. Cause
Yeah, me too. I want the Rick and Morty
I needed a break
skin.
from Battle Royales too, though. At that time, I wasn't even playing any Battle Royale.
Yeah.
It wasn't even the fact that I didn't want to play Fortnite. It was just quite honest.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, about the Call of Duty 2, though, getting on for the Kong event, actually ended up convincing myself while I was just sitting here one night. I ended up re-downloading Black Ops and playing Zombies again,
Black Ops OG or Black Ops?
the most recent one, yeah.
Okay.
And I just ended up playing Zombies for a while, like the one that's like the open world type one. We like go through and like loot shit and do like little challenges and shit. And
Oh yeah, the massive map. Did
Yeah.
they change it? Is it still the same one?
no, they changed.
Played it?
Well, they added more parts to the map and more weapons and more monsters and shit. But it's a lot of fun though.
I mean, I kind of like this is like kind of a dumb statement, but I feel like it's somewhat accurate. I feel like Zombies, for anybody who grew up with it, is kind of like Minecraft, unless there's a new game come out. I feel like everyone can have those moods or those moments where they're like, "Hey, I'm gonna go play this. This is a vibe," because you grew up on it, and it's just genuinely is fun as shit to do. But it gets old. Like it kind of gets that repetition. You're like, okay, cool. I have so much to do. Kind of feel like that's how like Minecraft is for a lot of people too, though. You
Yeah.
get that, like 1 or 2 week phase where you're like, all right, I'm gonna grind this shit out, and you build like one thing, and you're like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah, because
I'll come back in a year or two.
that's exactly how it was. I got on and I was like, I just had some music going on in my headphones, and I was just solo, so I was just like chilling. I ended up getting in the lobby with other people, and I was just fucking doing my thing, just killing zombies, just having fun, just trying to relearn the controls. Because again, I haven't really played a lot of Call of Duty on mouse and keyboard, so. And I was like, man, this is actually pretty fun. And I was like, just wishing I had people to play with that like I knew, so I could sit there and talk to them and shit. But it was definitely different and fun.
When Donald and I were doing the tier list, one of them we came across was the COD zombie maps, and we were looking up some of the COD zombie maps, and I was like, damn, I could totally reinstall like Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1.
The OG ones were sick.
Some of those
Yeah.
maps, bro. Those were like the throwbacks. Some of them are so fucking good. And then there are a few that I've missed too because I just stopped buying CODs for a few years.
Yeah.
I think Dylan, my CODs are still like full price, and I don't have any of them on.
Yeah.
Because
That's why I don't want to. That's why I don't want to buy Modern Warfare, because I actually love Modern Warfare, like the multiplayer part of Modern Warfare, and a lot of my friends still play it. But the problem is, you can't get it on. Yeah, I had it on PS4. Yeah, so I would have to pay full price to get it on PC. Yeah. But that being said, is like I could go play Black Ops Zombies right like anytime, like just on some chill shit. Like everybody just grab a fucking beer and we just sit back and just play some fucking zombies and chill. Like I was actually having a lot of fun, especially because we've been playing a lot of competitive, especially like Fortnite and like battle royales and shit. And it's just it's nice to get a break to like not have something like childish, even though zombies I guess could be considered that, but like something that's more adultish and still like a shooter, but it's and it's a well made one. But also be able to just sit there and just like chill. Like I'm not fucking stressed out if I die in fucking zombies. I'm just like, oh, whatever. You know what I mean? It's just
also why we've been playing we're playing Civ 6.
yeah.
Sometimes you just need a game like that to kind of.
Just need to relax, bro. Yeah.
And what games are made for to have a good time and enjoy it. Honestly.
Yeah, that's what they're supposed to be. and then when you only play competitive games, you're just like, oh yeah, let me just see if I can just only play competitive games. That way I can fucking hate my life.
That's actually kind of sucks too, because like we're not doing any games that I play. I'm actually started contemplating whether or not I wanted to get back into Overwatch or COD. But my work's actually starting an esports league.
Oh,
Actually, like this month.
wow.
But all the games are like games that I would never play. Actually, like Rocket
League of Legends.
League of Legends, Dota 2, and then the other ones were like the fighting games, like fighting genre, which was like Street Fighter and stuff, which I'm not good at, so I don't play. They had Smash Bros. And then the two that I was like contemplating was they have Overwatch and Call of Duty. And it's like Call of Duty, I definitely need to work
Yeah, you
on
need to
really,
fucking heat
because
up on that shit. Yeah.
I'm not at that tier anymore that I used to be. I don't think it'd take long. I think it's just actually getting to enjoying it and trying to get back into it.
I think
And
for
Overwatch is I need people to play with.
yeah, I hate
With
Overwatch.
The second one coming out, I don't know if I really want to buy the first one for full price because everyone's gonna shift to the second one anyways.
Yeah,
So,
I
Overwatch.
personally I hate it.
Team-based, to be playing
Yeah.
Microsoft. It's way too team-based.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Like
I'm
all those
hoping that
6v6 games are
they're
the same way.
talking about adding like battle royales, and they're talking about like what games they want to expand. I don't think that's going to be until probably next season
Yeah.
because they already said they don't want to take on too much at once. But
Yeah.
I
My
think-
thing is like for me to get back into competitive COD, as you know, I was like competing in Warzone tournaments and like Search and Destroy. Like I was doing money tournaments and shit. And I'm like really fucking good at Call of Duty, but the thing is like one, I was on controller, and then two, I was doing this on controller and like 4 years ago almost maybe at this point. So like I'm so out of that shit. Like I don't know the metas. I'm also on mouse and keyboard now. Like I would have to spend a solid probably 2 or 3 months of just grinding Call of Duty just to get good enough at it again to like be on any kind of competing level. So I think the biggest part of competing too that a lot of people don't realize, yeah, you need to have good aim and good movement and shit. And you need to be used to it per game. But I think the biggest thing is just like map knowledge and like mechanics knowledge. And if you could be like Escape from Tarkov is a good example of that. Like a lot of people that do like Escape from Tarkov tournaments, they might not be the most cracked fucking movement. I mean, there's not really like cracked movement in Tarkov anyways, but like yeah, it's mostly about their strat, their positioning when they take a fight, how they take a fight, how they don't take fights, how they bait people towards them, like all those things will make or break you as a player in a game like Tarkov. And that's really any game. Even with Fortnite, there's if you don't understand the mechanics or the way guns work or the way damage works, the way the camera angles work, like you can definitely get beat by somebody that knows all those things. Map knowledge too, of
Map knowledge
course.
is a big part of
Any game, yeah.
but
Any multiplayer game on any kind of competitive, like even small competitive level, is going to be just knowing where you can and can't go and angles to take and positions is huge in games like that. So
that's
it would definitely be hard for me to get back into, but like if I really wanted to, I could definitely get back into like high level Call of Duty play, I think.
The game knowledge, I think, is the hardest thing keeping me from getting caught. Is having to grind out all the guns and then trying to get all the attachments too. I don't like that personally. But trying to grind all that out back is just
They're pretty
a
easy,
big
actually.
lack of motivation for me though.
All you do is you just play domination or TDM fucking for constantly
Still,
with
if you
one
wanna
gun, and
level up
they're
guns
level up
for
quick.
attachments, though.
It's easy. If you have the
Also,
game, if you have the game, but if you have Vanguard and you go play TDM or Domination with every gun that you want to level up for like probably, and you use the double XP boosters, which you get fucking all the time now. I don't know if you know that. In my COD account, I have like fucking a whole ass fucking list of fucking double XP boosters that I've just been sitting there forever. Like, and if I really wanted to, I could spend one weekend going on the game and just fucking boosting the fuck out of all my guns, just leveling them as fast as possible in TDM or Domination, bro. And I'd probably have all the attachments done in like one weekend for like the primary guns that people use right now. But I get it though, it's a grind. Like at the end of the day, it is a fucking grind.
and it's for a game that I'm not that good at, so to have to grind that is also not the most enjoyable for me because I am competitive when I do play competitive games.
Yeah.
So, but I would say that's definitely one of the things for me that's
Yeah, we're both the same way on that end. We do not like losing. So even if it's a game that we know that we're not top level at anymore or at all, going in to play it and you want to win because you're very competitive, and then just getting your ass beat makes it the least enjoyable thing you could possibly do. Because like back in the day, like I could have played like Rainbow Six and shit, and I was just going in just to fuck around. But then I started getting in lobbies with like sweaty people, and it's just not fucking enjoyable because all the fuck I want to do is win. Like there's no way that I can just try to chill and have fun in that. Like I have to fucking win. And then when you lose and lose and lose and lose, and you're like, okay, I don't want to play this game anymore. I think there's something with skill-based matchmaking. This is gonna kind of get a little bit off topic actually for what we planned on, but I do want to touch on this too. Like skill-based matchmaking, in my opinion, could be a controversial opinion, is actually fucking it's kind of bullshit. Because basically what they're saying is, yeah, there's too many people that aren't good at this game, so the people that are really good at it shouldn't have the advantage to go in and just wipe a lobby. But like realistically, like you remember back in the day, bro, when we were at the Yum Clan on Instagram and shit, like we were dropping like 100 kill games on Domination and shit. Like that was fun. There's still games where you get your ass beat, and then there's games where you drop 100 kills. Now, because of skill-based matchmaking and how good they are at figuring out where you need to belong, like you're not dropping crazy kill games unless you're like a legit pro. Like you're just not. Like it's just not fun anymore. Like you gotta be really, really lucky to get in a lobby where you're playing against like in Search and Destroy, bro, and COD. It's so hard to get in a lobby where you can just run them over. Like everyone's equally as good as you.
there's also like backwards too. Like Smite, for instance, which I cannot stand their skills-based matchmaking. I mean, if I'm playing like deadass, but Jastic and I are playing together because we're both masters and grandmasters. When it's just him and I queuing up, we've literally have played with Smite Pro players, which I mean, it's not a massive game, it's not COD, but like that matchmaking obviously goes to show that we're at the top tier level. But then if we tier with other people, like it'll put us in like brand new lobbies, and then obviously we'll just shit on them.
Yeah.
That's I mean, so
I get it. I get why they did it, but it's not like
it's kind of nice to win.
even
yes,
before
but it's-
scale-based matchmaking though, you weren't winning every single game and just absolutely destroying everybody in Call of Duty all the time.
Also,
Like
I wouldn't want to be the person like if you're in a new game getting just like when we played Valorant. Like as soon as we got that one lobby with like sweats, it felt like the rest of the lobbies were the same exact way. like we'd be playing with people who were like level 150 plus, and we were all literally under level 10.
Yeah.
All 5 of us that were playing. Like,
Yeah.
None of us were experienced online players. We all came in brand new to the game. Like that shit also gets old as fuck too, because you're like, okay, cool. I literally don't have map knowledge to the extent that they do. I literally don't have, character and even I don't even know,
Ability
all the characters
knowledge.
unlocked.
Yeah.
And then the ability knowledge from each individual character itself as well, and then the weapon knowledge, just like what's meta. So like as a new player though, they do need to have like that's one thing that I still believe, even though people can obviously create Smurfs, so there's always going to be a disconnect. But I do think that that's one thing that Rainbow Six Siege has excelled in, and actually Smite recently did this, but like Rainbow Six Siege, I think it's if you're under like level 30 or something, you can't play with
Yeah.
people that are above that level.
Yeah, I remember that.
Unless you're playing quick match.
Yeah.
So, but if you're playing casuals or if you're playing ranked, you have to be at a certain level and stuff. And like actually, Smite did that too for.
That's what I think every game should do. Like or what I think the game should do is force you to play ranked in the beginning, which people might hate, but it tells you where you're supposed to be at.
Kind of understand.
Yeah, and you're not just going in against fucking like in Apex. You're not going against diamonds. Like I was a diamond 2. If I'm playing against fucking bronze 5s fucking players, I'm gonna just absolutely destroy them if that's their actual skill level. You know what I mean? But you could take a fucking 10 games to figure out how good you are, where you should be at, and then put you in fucking public matches to fuck around in. But then then you get the sweaties that just get tired of, like how I'm tired of fucking constantly playing other sweats, so they don't want to play ranked all the time, so then they go in the casuals, and then it ends up being mostly everyone in casuals anyways, because at the end of the day, like we were talking about before, even having a competitive nature, you don't want to fucking feel like you're competing every single fucking game. Like it's tiring, bro. Like we're adults with jobs and shit. Like we want a game, we want to have fun, but like at the same time, I don't want to go into a game, and every single game I play, I feel like I have to try as hard as physically possible to even have a chance at winning the game. And probably still won't even win it on a lot of circumstances. I know that probably sounds like a get good situation, but it's legitimately like there's still games I'm fucking amazing at. Like Escape from Tarkov, I'm one of the first players to get Kappa past 2 seasons. Like they're like the biggest streamers in the world for Escape from Tarkov. We're getting Kappa after me and shit. Like I'm very, very good at Escape from Tarkov, but that being said, first of all, it's not a competitive game. Second of all, it's a very like small community of people because it's only PC. Yeah, it's like Smite, I guess, in that sense. It's like just small. Like it's not like there's a fucking 10 million people playing fucking COD every week. And there's like, I don't know if it's 10 million, but it's way more playing Fortnite or COD or Apex than it is playing the maybe 150,000 people an entire week that might play fucking Escape from Tarkov. And they also don't have skill-based matchmaking in Tarkov. There's 0 skill-based matchmaking. They have no clue. Well, you could end up in a lobby with me or one of the best players in the world, people that are better than me, or you could end up in the lobby with people that are fucking day 2 fucking absolute bots that are just walking around and don't even know how to use all their fucking buttons. But it's
bad for a game like
but it's a hardcore game, and that's part of the point of it is that it's hardcore. If they threw somebody that's never shot a gun and never been in any kind of combat into a war zone and there could easily be people in that war zone that have been in fucking war and combat for 20 years. How do you think that's gonna go? You know what I mean? Like, that's literally the point of Escape from Tarkov.
You
Like,
can't expect for the growth to be strong though either, because like me, if I go into a competitive game that I'm not like invested into, I'm getting shit on. I'm just like, alright, this is boring.
well, it's also not a competitive game. It's a survival looter game.
Well,
so
okay, yeah.
there's that.
The only reason I say competitive is because it's strictly against other players, though. There's definitely a lot of people that just hunt down people.
Nah, it's PvE.
So,
Mostly, actually.
what do they do?
Yeah, it's actually more PvE than PvP. It's more about surviving and looting. Yes, you're gonna run into players. Yes, you're gonna fight, but very rarely are you straight up getting fucking hunted down, like someone's chasing you down. Like if you run into somebody, you're definitely gonna fight. Maybe if they see you from a long distance and you get somebody really sweaty, or they're trying to do challenges like Shooterborn in Heaven, they might try to keep sniping at you and shit. But realistically, it's not at all like a battle royale where people are just constantly just looking for fights and pushing every sound they hear. Generally, you're going in there to loot, to make money in game, to find gear, and then to get the fuck out and survive. Like that's generally how people, like there are sweats There
I
are,
think
but the
also
amount of the sweats that are playing like that are not. They're
I think
far
them
and
making
few.
the COD style gameplay that they've talked about doing, I think is
Modern
showing
Warfare
that
2.
they
They're having a Modern Warfare 2 release that they're having a. I believe they called it a DMZ option or a game mode that is Escape from Tarkov-esque. Yeah.
I think that goes to show that they know that they can't grow because the people that aren't super good at it get just don't have fun because they get shreked every time I lose their rank.
Yeah.
So they clearly acknowledge the fact that there's way too many gamers don't want to be sweaty every fucking game.
Yeah, but you don't need to be sweaty. And that again is one of those things where I don't think it's about being sweaty. I think it's that people just simply don't want to learn the game mechanics. And if you don't learn the game mechanics, you're not going to be good. Like point blank, period. Same with every other game. I'm not good at Smite, but I have a guarantee if I spent months learning the game mechanics and the builds and the fucking character abilities and how to counteract character abilities and the maps and all that shit, like I would be good. Like if anybody I think could spend months playing the game, or almost anybody, like all the time and get good at a game. But like it's just the same for Tarkov. It's not a competitive game at all. It's literally a looter shooter. But people just don't want to take the time to learn the mechanics, to learn the gun builds, to learn the loot routes, to learn the loot locations, to learn the fucking where the AI is at, the PvE, and you have to do that to learn the game well enough to be good at it. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could technically say it has a competitiveness to it because there is PvP inside that game, but that's just like any game that's PvP that you have to learn is, for the most part, more competitive than Escape from Tarkov, because at the end of the day, Escape from Tarkov is a looter shooter survival game. You know what I mean? Like it's just completely different than Battle Royale or Smite, or like those are purely PvP games. Like they're meant to be competitive. Tarkov is not like that. I mean, I just don't think it's really competitive like that. And you can make it really competitive. Like they have competitions, they have fucking all that type of shit that they'll do, but they're not really like, they're not like they put a bunch of people in a lobby and they have to fight each other. What they do is they do like kill races or dog tag races where you have like 2 hours to go into as many games as you can and get as many kills as you can, and then whoever wins at the end, whoever has the most at the end wins. But it's not like a like in COD, they just do private lobbies with 150 people and they just put them all in there, and then whoever wins wins. Which I also think is stupid because there's way too much RMG in that to like really to be accurately competitive. You know what I mean? That's why they'll never have actual like real pro leagues for that. I don't think. If they do, it'd be stupid. But like anything that has any amount of like RNG is just not truly pure competitive.
What do you mean by
Like in battle royales, when you drop in, if I pick up a pistol,
based off of luck? Okay,
yeah, that's what RNG is. If I pick up a pistol and you pick up a submachine gun, and we're
Yeah,
point blank,
luck-based to an extent.
and if our skill base is the same, but I pick up a much worse gun than you pick up, you're gonna win that fight, or you should, unless you're fucking not as good as me. But you should win that fight if we're on the same skill level. So it's not. So it's
Okay, now I get what you're saying.
not truly competitive. So like the only thing that's like truly yeah, it's not. I can't remember what it actually stands for, but yeah, it's not truly like COD. Like how COD does, like
Everyone
COD
goes
Pro
with
League.
the same abilities for the same woods.
Yeah, not even abilities. I'm talking like
Not that I mean that.
search and destroy
Like
and
the
team
same gun
deathmatch. Like
loadouts, you could
yeah.
choose what you want, so it's your own choice whether or not you
They have a
pick the
specific
gun.
level. They have a specific amount of things that you're allowed to use that are all basically even.
There's a max cap of what you're
Yeah,
going to go against. But
and-
also, it's your own fault if you go below the max.
Yep. And then you end up in it's always a 6v6 on a fixed map with a fixed time, with a fixed goal, with fixed weapons. Like there's no RNG involved. There's nothing that could be like, oh, I'm lucky because, yeah. There's a ton of RNG in that.
For Battle Royale, 'cause
So
then,
much RNG. Not only what you
someone
get.
has super OP skirmish.
Yeah, and also in battle royales, another big part of RNG is getting third party, getting fourth party. Like you could have bad luck where you're getting fucking just constantly third party, and it's so hard to win out of that over and over again. And then, but in like in fucking search and destroy, it's one team versus one team, 6 people versus 6 people, even playing field. It's truly competitive. So that's my thing about like battle royales, and Escape from Tarkov is the same way. It is not like a truly competitive game in any way, shape, or form because there's just not an equal playing ground all the time. Almost never is there an equal playing ground.
If you play for 40 hours and you already have good loadout, you're going with a full loadout, and if you're someone coming in for like an hour or two, then obviously your loadout's going to be good for you.
Yeah, you can get someone like me that has Kappa in the first
Time-play
month,
based, yeah.
and
The
I have
time played is obviously a big
Yeah.
factor for a game like that.
yeah, I'm going in with max level skills. I'm going in with the best gun, with the best armor, with the best helmet, with the best bag.
Your actual loadout itself, though, is based on your time played too. Though that's what I mean. Though. Like, obviously, skill-wise and knowledge of the game,
Yeah.
playing the game in any game is relevant. But like in like COD or Smite, when your resources are all the exact same if you start out
Yep.
from 1 hour or from 40 hours. The only difference is your actual game knowledge.
Yep.
Whereas Turkey, you definitely have your game knowledge and you have your actual loadout.
And
So,
your
yeah,
skills.
That's fair.
Trust me, it
Like,
makes a
it
difference.
would be very fucking hard. Like you would literally have to make it so everybody was already at Kappa in order to beat.
Well, they're adding the arena mode that I told you about. That will be the competitive version of Escape from Tarkov.
That's what I'm saying, though, but like, hopefully, I'm assuming most people would just be like, all right, I'm just not gonna play that until I have full fucking capos.
No, that's not how it's gonna work.
Have the most.
Has
So it is
nothing.
quality based. That's what I said then, right?
Uh,
Just earlier, because I was saying that's what they're like numbing the skill level. Of the
yeah,
game.
I wouldn't say that they're technically okay. So the thing is that you don't have to level up because you don't have to grind a Kappa to get certain gear. When you go into the arena mode, there will be preset, loadouts that you can create or have, and then preset armors and helmets
I
and
like the
shit.
stuff that you don't have to loot and shit, though. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, and you're literally just going in there as like either a 6v6 or 4v4, whatever the fuck. I don't know exactly what it's going to be, but it will be purely competitive. You're going to go on a smaller map with
would be
set
kinda
loadouts
cool.
to fight each other, and whoever the winner is gets some kind of reward for the actual in game. But yeah,
It
there's
would be
no.
kind of cool if they did like a map hunting kind of game though too. Like we utilize the aspect of it like Spec Ops style. Like say you had like a 5 stack going against one person and you had to like hunt them down within so much time. I think that'd be kind of dope.
Oh, that would be sick. Yeah.
For something that's supposed to be like a super tactical, realistic game, which it is. I'm not saying it's not. It's definitely the most probably tactical game that we have in the actual competitive arena. I'm sure there's actually more single player games that are probably a little.
Mill sims are the only things that are more. But that's because they're literally simulators.
And they're single players, so
Yeah.
they're not based off of going against other people. It's actually like real life scenarios. But anyways, like if you think about it, that'd be like dope as shit. Like you're kind of like, I mean, it's just like the other game that just came out, but you're not playing against other people. But yeah, where you're like a fucking like Spec Ops team, obviously, because it's military grade, and even Spetsnaz because it's Russian, so you might as well too stay with a common theme.
Yeah.
And your objective is to literally hunt down this person, and then they have the ability to go traverse around the map and try to hide themselves. Like that shit would be kind of cool to me then, because then it's like you get the cool gameplay of like the more realistic feel of what Tarkov does present, but then you're not sitting here feeling like you're grinding out loot, and then you might lose something and get fucked. Obviously, like I can't say the same because like for me, obviously, when I did play with you, you've already given me a lot of free shit to help me get to a way better starting point than what most people start at, right? Like anybody will start at.
Yeah.
But like for like common players, like okay, I just got Tarkov, or I finally got a PC. I want to play Tarkov because I heard it was cool, and something like that, where they could just experience the gameplay, experience how you learn it. You can learn maps that way too because they could use the same maps, and then they could learn loadouts and stuff and see like like oh this is how I heal or this is how I like. There's certain attributes of your body that you have to take care of in the game, which is also more realistic.
Yeah.
That shit would be cool to me. I think that would be cooler than Arena actually. Because Arena, like the condensed maps, the Call of Duty gameplay is definitely drifting away from the realistic gameplay of Tarkov.
I think that's the point, though, is that you gotta choose between the ultra realistic survival looter shooter game, which is not really competitive at all, or you gotta go into the straight up competitive.
The hunting would be cool. 'Cause
I'm
it
just
is
better than you.
ultra-realistic. The hunting part would be ultra realistic too, though. Like if you think of
No, I mean it's a dope idea. There's a lot of things that they could do with that game. There's a lot of game modes they could do with that game that would be dope.
just like the one game that
You know what we
nobody
forgot though?
on Steam.
You know, so I forgot though. There's that one game that's actually more realistic if you're just talking about like a real life game. It's I was trying to get you guys to buy it, but I can't remember what it's called right now.
I think I already got it because I think we're on the same page. That's where I was trying to talk.
It's like the 10v10
Ready or
one.
Not?
No.
No.
So one that I sent you guys the video of, and Shroud was playing it.
So the vampire game? No, I'm just kidding. I know what you're talking about. Actually, I do recall. I don't really remember the name. I'm sure. I think you actually put it in my Discord, but I do remember you sending me it actually because I was like, didn't really feel like it was my vibe per se.
It's like basically a military simulator, but it's like because it's like super realistic. But you can play as like the Taliban or whatever, or as like U.S. troops. You have like specific guns and like there's like trucks and
It's just like it's an
EIDs
older
and
game,
shit.
though, I think, which was my wasn't it? I'm pretty sure it's like an older game, which was my concern because every single time we've gotten an older game, it was like, okay, cool. Now I'm just playing
Squad.
something that's already dead. Oh, right here it is.
Squad.
Marksman and Squad. Yeah.
As Shroud was playing that shit, yeah. Shroud, but no, he was playing it. It's not like, I guess it is an older game, but it's not like it doesn't look like a piece of shit. Like I was watching Shroud play that shit, and it actually looks so much fun.
Like super realistic.
But it's one of those games where I feel like you would have to have
It's
like,
on sale right now.
yeah, I feel like it's one of those games where you'd have to have like a group of people playing to like really have fun with it. Like I wouldn't want to load in that solo with like 9 random people because I think it's 10v10s.
It's actually not that old.
Oh yeah.
No, I think I was comparing it to Arma. I think that's what threw me off on the age because the age is actually not that old. It's only 2 fucking years old.
Yeah,
Actually,
Arma
not
is
even
old.
2 years old. No, I know, but I mean, Squad's not even 2 years old actually. And I think Gavin. Yep, of course he does. Recommended too.
Yep, I see
Gavin
it.
actually has this game, and I think this is one of the games that he was recommending me buy to play with him every once in a while.
Yep, I see. I'm looking at the same thing Kevin just recommended by. Yeah, I was like I said, I was watching Stroud play that shit. And I was like, damn, that shit looks like a lot of fun. I kind of need to get in on that.
That was the same reason like we all got Insurgency to play that, and then when we played that, it just the player base was dead. So that's kind of my concern with these games is because they're like hyper realistic. I feel like a lot of people also don't like it in that sense too because they just don't want to deal with the actual.
Hardcore
There's
nature.
like a lot more hardcore nature to it. But also I like it. Like I don't know about playing against each other, but I do. I always have loved like the actual feeling like you're doing like a dark ops thing situation where even if it's AI where you have to like go breach, like that was the reason I got Ready or Not, and I was hoping other people would get it because that game honestly is. I mean, it's different scenario because you're not military, you're SWAT, so obviously it's a different grade of environments for the most scenario.
Yeah.
But I do like that concept. I like honestly, I feel like that would get me totally into Tarkov if they built like a concept like this.
Oh, you mean something did that in Tarkov? Yeah. I thought you were saying.
like a
Yeah, like
Oh,
10v10s. Yeah, like groups versus groups,
even
but
if it
in
wasn't
the.
Teddy even if it was like I said, like a hunt style thing, but where it wasn't just about looting and then getting out with it like that. They actually had like a different game. I feel like I'd get into it, and that's coming from somebody who, me. I'm having the hardest time of actually convincing myself to play mouse and keyboard, which that is probably the best game because you have to play mouse and keyboard.
That's why I learned it on. Yeah,
And
mouse
it's
and
super
keyboard.
intense because it forces you to use pretty much every key, which there's definitely some games that do not. Well, not every key, obviously, but you use a lot more than some games. Like some games, you literally have to use walk around, maybe QE, Control, Shift, and then like your mouse. But there's definitely some that you utilize a lot more, which is one of the hardest aspects is getting used to using all of them.
It's okay. You can learn how to be a meta player.
Wonder how many actual people like Twitch wise are playing Squad or streaming, watching, whatever. I don't know if there's actually a way to see how many people are playing or
Watching?
streaming it.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
You can watch viewers. Yeah, there's not really any viewers. Okay. Which isn't that big of a deal, right? But I'm just more curious, like how active the actual servers are and stuff in that aspect. Because some of that does feel like it could get like, oh, there's just not enough content into it.
Yeah, it's definitely not a
sitting
huge. It's definitely not a huge game. Squad. This guy has
And then also-
81. This guy has
Yeah,
51.
it's pretty much controlled by 2 people.
Somebody's screaming multiverses.
And then there's the same concern of like, is it only the sweats that play it still? So then, like, do you want to try to get into a game that's like that hardcore?
I don't know. It would really be sweaty about that game though. That's my thing. It's not that type of game. It's very slow paced. It's like a you get shot, you're dead type game. The people I highly doubt are just sprinting. Even Shroud was like taking cover and just chilling behind
tactical,
shit, like
tactical,
actually
yeah.
tactical. Yeah, like he wasn't just sprinting around, just one tapping people. Like he was getting smoked by probably just random dudes because it's one tab, but you play very, very tactically, very smoothly and
This is definitely
calmly.
making me want to play Ready or Not. Not gonna lie. This conversation.
Yeah,
Like, I still want to play it. I really do. It's just,
I might get it. What about the day before?
I actually played Ready or Not a few times with myself, but
Yeah, no, I
I
watched you.
just got bored because I played by myself.
You streamed it on Discord when I was in there.
Yeah, I have like almost 6 hours into it, which says a
Yeah.
lot for me because I don't play games much by myself. Yeah, dude. A day before, I'm not gonna ignore that because that is actually something big in the gaming thing. Because I think this has probably got to be one of the biggest hyped games coming out right now. And I guess
Definitely.
direction on right now, right? Because
Whenever it comes out.
delayed another. Well, I don't know if it was actually delayed before, but delayed a year. Which sucks. Because there was actually, like, in my opinion, I had a lot of hype for this game. I had a lot of hope for this game. I just feel like it's something that's gonna be enough different, and it's kind of repeats of already existing games. But the fact that it's bringing in those atmospheres into its own game, I feel like is enough to make me feel like actually interested into it.
Yeah, I think I was having some doubts before it. Not about maybe the gameplay itself, but just about the development team and the productivity of them and with their history with those old games. I was telling you and Daryl about it a while ago, but
Yeah.
I already had a lot of doubts about them, and then they come through with this bullshit about it's being pushed off another year. I'm like, bro, what pisses me off about it is that they took the time. They took like at least 9 months to a year, probably longer than that, to stop making the day before and to make prop night. And like you guys should have been using that time to make the day before. The day before has been hyped like a motherfucker for like a couple years now, probably a few years now. So like, why are you taking a
Kinda like that
year
Pride
off?
game.
Yeah, exactly like
Come
that. Yeah. But my thing is like,
Release, I think it's pushed off to sometime.
yes, like why would you do that, bro? Because it's a game that people are seriously hyped about. So you're turning people like me that would really love that type of game, would grind it the fuck out, would stream it, would promote it on their streams, would promote it on their social medias and all that shit. The people that are excited for this and want something new and refreshing, and they've been waiting on your game and hyped about it, and I've already been talking about it multiple times in different platforms, and then now it just goes up another year before we get to fucking play this shit. Like, bro, that makes
is
me
a problem.
like it's like, bro, I don't even want to play it anymore. Like when it comes out, I'm obviously gonna play it, but it's just like, bro, it killed my vibe for that game so hard. It just fucked my vibe on how I feel about that game. When I heard that shit, I was like, bro, come on now. Like, the game everyone really wants? Prop night. Bro.
That definitely. I mean, I can't disagree with that entire statement. But
What?
I have the easy I want to be the devil's advocate of they're just doing it so they don't release it Battlefield 142, and they actually release a game that's on a top tier release day one. It's actually something that people can go in and play and not feel like will not have issues with me myself. Honestly, I really like that.
That's what Cyberpunk said, and they still didn't release their game for like fucking 7 years. So, like,
Game's still
and you know what else I saw too is I actually on that note is Starfield. They were saying the same shit. They might have to delay it again because they're worried they don't want a Cyberpunk situation to happen with their game. They don't want to fucking release the game and then everyone be like, yeah, this game's fucking dog shit, and a fucking million people want their fucking refunds, and then their company's gonna go into fucking, massive amounts of debt. Their company's gonna fucking get basically not shut down, but it's gonna have to get bought out or something because they can't afford to lose that much money when they've been producing the game for 6 years. Like they literally cannot afford that.
If Battlefield wasn't EA, they would have fucking sank. So
Oh yeah.
because they lost.
If they didn't have EA behind them, bro, oh my god. If they were a smaller fucking studio, oh my fucking god. Dude, they would have been super fucked.
Just glad I returned mine as soon as I played an hour of it.
Dude, you know what I did? I watched a streamer play as soon as it came out. I watched the first streamers that were playing it, and I was like, what the fuck? And I just didn't buy it. I was like, hell no, I'm not buying that shit.
It was not a AAA title game.
Hell
It was
fuck
at
no.
best, like a stick figure.
It was
game
horrible.
on my-
And then like
It was
consoles were
like
even,
button up.
and PCs were having big problems. And from what I was reading and seeing, is that consoles were even having bigger issues where like they literally like the game was unplayable. Like at least on PC, like you could play it, like if you forced yourself to and could live with everything that was wrong with the game,
Even still, a lot of the times the game is actually fucking
literally
trash.
unplayable, yeah, on consoles. I'm like, bro, you guys are fucking idiots to release this game like this. Like, who? Hear me out for a second, okay? So they're sitting there, the development team, the studio, they're all having a meeting. Yeah, oh yeah, man, we finished this game. It's gonna be amazing. We've been hyping the fuck out of it, promoting it. Everybody wants to see it. Everyone wants to play it. They go through. They go through, their teams go through, they play the game, they test it, the fucking high level execs fucking see the gameplay, fucking test it, and everyone's like, yep, looks good.
This is the product we were looking for.
Yep, I think we're gonna release this. Like, who made that final? I want to know the person's name that made that final decision, so I can fucking email them that final decision of like we should release Battlefield 2042, and I'll be like, hey, by the way, you should not be working in the position you're working in right now because you're obviously a fucking idiot. So, going back to the shit about the day before, I'm not saying that they should prematurely release it. I'm not saying that I want them to release an unfinished game, like an unready game. But what I'm saying is I'm disappointed that it isn't finished yet.
Yeah. It's
That's what I'm disappointed in. I want you to finish the game. If it's going to take you another year, take that another year. But you shouldn't have been fucking off making prop night. You shouldn't have been fucking off during whatever the fuck you've been doing to not have this game done when you've had multiple release dates, multiple different times now. Official release dates. On top of the unofficial ones, you've had an official release date now for like over a year. And then we're like literally a month away from that, not even a month away from that date. And you go, yeah, it's not going to be ready. Sorry, we need a whole nother year. What the fuck have you been doing, bro? Like, yes, I want you to finish the game. Yes, I want to play a good game. I don't want Battlefield 2042. I don't want Cyberpunk. Even though actually I didn't think Cyberpunk was that bad. Most of people's complaints about Cyberpunk were, we could talk about it in a second, but
right.
no, it wasn't even that. It had its it had its bugs and issues, but that's because it was a next gen game that released on previous gen consoles. So people were playing them on PS4s and Xbox Ones, right? Yeah. And it just wasn't really working well. But then when they started playing on PS5s and Xbox One X's, it was fine, or Xbox X's. But the problem is that it was already too late. Like the damage had been done. On PC, it actually ran fucking great. A lot of the problems that people were really complaining about was like the NPCs like in the active like world were just like not responsive enough. Like it was a lot of dumbass shit that I thought was stupid. Like it was like, okay, I mean this is like most of these people obviously.
Still, for a game that's that hyped with like the whole environment supposed to be.
Did you play Skyrim when it first came out? Did you play Skyrim for the first 3 years it was out? For the first 5 years it was out? Bro, Skyrim has...
A lot older game though.
No, even then it was fucking full of glitches and fucking bugs and fucking falling through the map. That's my point though, is that I didn't think Cyberpunk was an absolute failure. I think people over-exaggerated it, and then the previous gen console shit kind of fucked it, yeah. But...
Because console players, it was literally unplayable for console players. Like you literally would get it and you would literally...
Yeah, it was crashing their systems. Yeah, no, it was just like Battlefield
that, I
2042.
think is really the big aspect though. I don't think people were complaining too much more.
No, they were.
People
No,
complaining about the
they were. They were playing a lot
would
about
say-
the content.
The biggest complaint though was the fact that like you literally can't play a game. Like that's a big same with Battlefield 2042. And you literally can't play a game that you're gonna spend $60 on that's made by a developer that's supposed to be some of the best in the industry. You have a problem.
Yeah,
You have a massive problem.
yeah, because CD Projekt
but
Red
I
makes
get
some
what you're saying,
crazy shit.
Using stuff
Like The
that as
Witcher?
an excuse.
They made The Witcher.
I
The Witcher is one of the best game. It's
don't know,
like,
you mean that they made it? Yeah.
yeah, The Witcher 3 is like up there with Skyrim. Was like one of the best games of all time, like legitimately.
No, I know.
Yeah, it's,
But,
how many years of Game of the Year award did they get? Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. That's why a lot of people had a lot of hype for Cyberpunk too, though. Was because
Yeah.
it was them developing it. So yeah, like I get that, but also the day before though doesn't have the amount of money that those companies did to I don't know. Battlefield 2042.
They're not a AAA.
title,
No, they're not a
company.
AAA studio.
So like, they are making a AAA game now. If you look at it,
Oh
the
yeah,
quality of the game is going to be coming out as
Yeah.
a AAA title.
oh, should be. If they take a whole nother year,
Obviously, yes, they could fuck everything.
yeah, if they take a whole nother year and it doesn't come out to like high level open world, amazing gameplay, amazing graphics with very minimalized bugs, and they take a whole nother year, they are gonna fail so miserably because people are
Yeah, people
already
gonna do the
pissed
same
as
thing
fuck.
Battlefield 2042. They're just gonna
Yeah.
buy it. They're gonna be like, "Good shit, I'm returning it. I'm done." And that's what thing everybody loves about Steam.
And it's even worse than Battlefield 2042 because they pushed it off so many times, and now for a whole nother year. It's not even about being a AAA. It's well that
I
too,
don't
but
know about
it's
that because honestly,
No.
Battlefield pushing out too early was still like, hey, doesn't matter how early you release a game. Releasing a game early or on time, even still at that tier, just makes also you look really shitty. Because like your AAA title, you literally released it strictly based on this is my timeline. I went out the door. Versus this game's ready to launch. Just launch it.
yeah. But the
That's
January release for the day before was not their first release date. That was I think third or fourth release date. It was the official
know.
one.
It's one of those things you can go back and forth. There's plenty of reasons to like be devil's advocate for the company, like the fact that they're not a AAA title, the fact that they don't want to pull the Battlefield 2042, because if they do, they lose all their fucking money. That company is done for if they fail in this game. They're gonna have to completely fucking restart, or they're gonna have to sell, and somebody's gonna have to buy them out and be willing to help them.
Well, all their old games got bowed out already, anyways, other than Prop Night.
Well, yeah.
So it's not like they haven't been down that road before, failing at making
No,
games.
that's my point though. Like, but game is a lot more intense than Pop Night. Like, Pop Night is a cartoony game. This is once again like that. So, like devil's advocate, I can completely understand their concern. But yes, at the same time, as somebody who's been told you're gonna get this game in, I think it was June actually, right?
June
I think it was June, right?
next month.
Yeah, like you're gonna get this game in June, and then they're like, oh, now we're gonna put it back a whole fucking year because it's like March of next year, right? Or May. So I mean, you're putting that literally pretty much an entire year behind now, and everyone's like, cool. So first of all, yes, you probably lost a lot of hype in that sense, because now a lot of people are like, is it really gonna be worth sitting here and waiting for this? And you're not gonna get that traction from the media until it actually comes out now. So people are gonna start to
Yep.
off a lot of
Yeah, because when they do shit like that, like for example, for me specifically, I'm not hyping that game up until it comes back out. I probably won't talk about it again, and not on purpose. I will not plan to talk about this game ever again until it's out because I don't want to hype it up for the next 9, 10, 11, 12 months for it to still not fucking come out. You know what I mean? And that time, and then I'm like, okay, I just hyped it up for the last 5 months, and then they fucking push it out again, like they did fucking last year, and you know what I'm saying, like at when it's supposed to release now, and I just won't be that person. When it comes out, I'll play it. If it's good, I'll hype it up. I hope it's amazing. I hope they do a good job, but until then, I can't hype the game because they just are showing more disappointments than they are showing positivity, and it's just and another thing is, not only are they not releasing the game on time, yeah, I was just gonna say that. Not only are they not releasing the game on time, they haven't released any real gameplay. They've released like the theatrical gameplay, like the dude just walking around with his gun, you know what I mean, and looking at stuff in the environment. It's just a studio recording. It is not the gameplay. There's not actual gameplay. So like, they need to release like some heavy gameplay or some fucking have a third party come in and do some gameplay or something. They need to do something because if they don't properly keep promoting this game, pushing it off another year is gonna just continue to kill the vibes on this game, and it's not a good look. I don't wish anybody failure. I hope they succeed. I hope it's a good game. I want to be one of the people streaming it, enjoying it, loving it. But my hopes are so low for that game now that I just don't even care anymore. And when it comes out, it comes out. And I hope I'm surprised.
10 months to not give a shit about it anyways, because they're not going to release early at this point. They're pretty much done so.
No. If anything, my thoughts are that it probably will get pushed out even further, and that's the main reason why I don't want to keep hyping it. That you already showed me multiple times you can't release on time.
Out this much of a distance. It's not like, oh, we're going to delay it a month because we're having some minor issue we can fix. This is like they're literally saying that the game is unplayable.
Yeah,
They're gonna push it out for a whole fucking year.
and the release date originally was already in 2021.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying.
So-
You're doing big jumps like this.
Yeah.
You're pretty much guaranteeing saying that if it's one minor inconvenience, you're going to at least delay it another month or two, which is very likely something like that's going to happen. If their servers aren't working, that the not being very financed company, or like a big banking company, then obviously could be a big dilemma that they're going to have to experience, and it's going to cause a lot of delays. It could cause delays and dilemmas. But I guess let's get on to like some more exciting news, because like obviously we kind of
speed on that a little too much, I think. And the atmosphere where we pretty much both expressed the fact that like, hopefully when the game comes out, it'll be great. But other than that, is what it is. I just thought we'd bring it up because a year delay is pretty massive for a game that has been hyped up for over a year too. But so Star Wars Lego Skywalker Edition. So the only reason I actually wanted to bring this up, in my opinion, was because I actually finally got it. Because I actually wanted to kind of play it because the nostalgic aspect of this game has been pretty cool actually. Because obviously growing up, I have played a lot of the Lego games in general, but we played full through the entire 100% of the Star Wars edition ones,
Yeah.
along with a few of the other ones.
Yeah.
But and obviously with Obi-Wan coming up, I'm curious. Like that probably won't add too much to it, but I know like since they have Mandalorian in it, which obviously isn't part of the Skywalker series at all, or sagas, if they'll add something in reference to like Obi-Wan a little bit with this cartoon or this TV series that's coming out. But
Maybe.
I don't know. I just gotta say like the hype around it, I think is totally there. Like you're not going to that game like, oh, this is a AAA title, this is sick as fuck. You're going to that game thinking like, as a kid, I played these games growing up, or I love Star Wars, so I can experience the Star Wars series in a different way, or even Legos for Lego nerds too and stuff. Like, I mean, I still think some of the sets that you can build with Legos are pretty dope. Like as a display aspect, there's some pretty fucking cool Lego sets.
Yep.
So like don't want to go too much into it, but I like feel like if you're a Lego fan, if you play the Lego games, or if you're a Star Wars fan and you're a gamer, I feel like it's a game that is worth, even if you don't want to spend the $60, you buy it on discount, and if or whenever it does, and just play it through, and you could just, it's one of those like we were talking about earlier, about like Civ 6 and the other games. It's a vibe game.
I actually, the night that you said you were going over to your girlfriend's and playing that, I actually ended up getting the Marvel Superheroes Lego game on Switch, on my Switch.
On Switch, those are pretty
Yeah.
cool too, though.
It
They
was
the
actually
Spider-Man,
kind of
actually, I
stupid.
think is really good.
It was actually kind of. I actually didn't like it too much. Like it was. I don't know. Maybe I just don't enjoy the Switch. I think honestly, maybe if I tried it on like an actual
That's probably
console.
a big part of it. But
Yeah.
also, I think the problem with the Marvel ones is they didn't do good in sticking to the storyline. They kind of built their own thing. Whereas, like the Star Wars ones, like the Indiana Jones ones, the Harry Potter, they all play off of the actual story or the movies or whatever. And Marvel did a hard time. Like, for some reason, they wanted to just do their own thing where you could experience like the Marvel universe versus actually like, remembering or seeing or feeling like the storyline of the cinematic universe. Because even like, if you look at DC, like I feel like DC's actually Lego games were better than the Marvel ones, but I still liked them all. Maybe it's just me being like a fanboy or.
Yeah, no, I was gonna
or
actually get
Legos or something,
the
but-
DC one actually, and I ended up getting the Marvel one because it was like fucking $9 or some shit. That's why I
They
got
go
that
on
one.
discount.
Yeah, it was
I mean,
really
most of them
cheap.
are pretty old now, because they only release one like every 2 or 3 years, and even still, it's like the latest one before the Skywalker edition. I think is just a remake of the other Star Wars one, actually. But no, it's a fun game. It's a chill game. If you vibe with that stuff, I definitely would say it's worth the money. Like, I'm not even sponsored to say this. Like, I genuinely believe it.
Not even sponsored.
It's like it's a good vibe game. And it's a chill game, and it gives you like, the atmosphere of Star Wars, the atmosphere of Legos, and just like they did some good good parts of it, like being like a little somewhat childish, but even still some of the comedy's pretty like funny. Like it still makes you kind of laugh, and it's good. The storyline's obviously what you expect. They switch it up a little bit for humor aspect, or maybe to go a little in extra detail, but it is obviously what it's based off is the 9 movies for the Saga edition. So yeah, it's a pretty cool vibe. I definitely thought it was good. But I think kind of going into like back into positive news, like stay in the positive news track, but then also going into upcoming games. Especially for today, I think this is like very appropriate to bring up. So the multiverses, not Marvel, the DC version, brought into you part by Warner Brothers,
Yeah.
obviously. So Multiverses Alpha, they finally released that today for the alpha. So actually, when I got off work, when I got home, I registered to try to get into the alpha. It's only a week long unless they decide to extend it, so probably won't because I didn't sign up early enough. I didn't
Yeah.
realize it was a thing coming up. But like that game, I don't know. Did you see the trailer for the game? First of all, like let's start
No,
there.
but I saw somebody streaming it today.
Okay, so like I actually watched a little bit of stream, but it wasn't much because the guy only played Taz, so it's kind of getting old because I want to see more of the characters and
Yeah.
like their unique skills or attributes, which kind of kick the connection. So like, first of all, the coolest thing in my opinion, because I'm not like good at these kinds of games, like I really haven't been previously, and like I haven't like been a sweat like Smash Bros player. I haven't like Street Fighter. Like I played most of these games, like at least the popular like big fan based ones, but I'm not like superly good at them, and I know
Yeah.
most of them are just learning. A lot of it is learning the patterns of buttons, obviously for like
Combos.
combos and shit. Yeah. But I think the coolest thing about it really is the Warner Brothers connection to it, which like bringing in like the old cartoons and then all like the DC and Cartoon Network. And like, I mean, my biggest one is obviously bringing in Scooby, or Shaggy, I guess. I hope they bring in like Scooby and like shit. Like, that'd be kind of cool. I don't know how you put him in a game like this, obviously, but I mean, I don't know. It's like the nostalgic aspect of like seeing all these, and the video game is kind of chill because there's not many video games with a lot of like the Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
But obviously, DC has a lot, but like
Yep.
Cartoon Network, there's not a lot of content in the gaming persona industry or whatever. So I think that's like the coolest vibe for me, I guess, because it's gonna be just one of those. Since it is coming out as a free game, at least as of now, that's what they've said.
Yeah.
It's
does-
gonna be
I
one
mean,
of those games.
It looks fun. I'm definitely gonna try it out. Um, yeah, I'm not usually good at those like combo fighter games, but I'm down to. I don't know what the technical term is for them, but yeah, I'm definitely
Tango.
down to try it. Yeah, down to Tango.
I just feel like it's gonna be a cool vibe game. Like I wouldn't actually probably go into like public lobbies and just be like, hey, you want to jump on here real quick and just 1v1 or 2v2 real quick and just kind of fuck around and see like some of the stuff. But I know like so from the video they actually show like a lot of like the fighters have like unique skills that they can actually they work more strongly with other ones.
That
So,
makes
like,
sense. Yeah.
But also then there's also aspects where like one of the big things that I think a lot of people thought was pretty cool, just bringing in the aspect is Wonder Woman has her lasso, which you and like one of the cool things about it is she can pull people back onto the map. Like if they're falling, she can use it to grab them and pull them like back onto the map. That's like a support aspect of like your teammate whatnot, which I personally think is kind of cool because you're bringing that into the game. But then you're also kind of showing like how like the uniqueness of like the actual team style because they are built like for 2v2s as well, not just 1v1s. So
Yep.
like, I like how some of them attributes work together.
Yep.
But I don't know. I think in like in the video, I think one of the cool things for like nostalgic wise. So I don't know if you ever watched the Iron Giant, but and they did like Warner Brothers fucking they're playing this so well to get people into the nostalgic aspect of playing this game. Like they're truly like not that they're not releasing a good game. Like I haven't played it, so I can't tell you either way. But they're like the nostalgic aspect of it. They are totally ripping into.
Yeah.
So an Iron Giant at the end of the movie, I don't know if you've seen that, but for anybody who hasn't seen it, the little boy tells the man you can be whatever you want, or the Iron Giant, so the robot technically, and he's flying up to destroy the bomb so it doesn't impact Earth, right? And as he's doing it, the boy says you can be whatever you want. So he's like rethinking that, and he thinks it, and then he's like, I'm Superman or whatever. So in the pre-release commercial or whatever, it actually he flies in with Superman and he's like got the S on his chest and shit. So like if you ever watched that movie like as a kid, like the nostalgic aspect of that is I think pretty fucking cool.
I walk around like I got an S on my chest.
I don't know what it was from, but and then I guess like the last thing I'll say on this personally is I think there's a lot of concern that this is going to be like an overhype in regards to like the Nickelodeon fighting game that came out a while ago, and that game died real quick. But I think Warner Brothers has a better case for it because a lot of their stuff does also have like legitimately include fighting
No, I'm Batman.
with like Adventure Time and DC. Yeah, exactly. Batman, DC. Like there's that stuff, and then like the meme that came around was a while back, like a few years back, maybe even longer. Can't remember exactly. But with Shaggy, where it was like Shaggy never used more than 2% of his power. He was always, you know, he's like a god. Like that was like a meme going on for a while.
Yeah.
And I don't like that is also one of the great parts that like Warner Brothers is capitalizing on nostalgia nostalgic like mindsets because they actually his like ultimate is him like levitating and he has like an aura around him. He's going into like Super Saiyan mode, and like that like marketing wise,
Yeah, it was
like,
smart.
was so fucking intelligent because that meme is gonna be remembered now. I guarantee you when this game comes out and he comes big again, that's gonna be like a massive meme.
Yeah.
Of him being Super Saiyan, like only used 2% of his power, and now he's using 100% as like some OG god. But I don't know. I'm pretty psyched for it.
Yeah, no, it looks
I
fun
wanna
for
get
sure.
into the alpha or beta just to look for it and kind of play it. Like I'm not trying to be a sweat in the game. I just want to see how it feels and see if it like looks cool, and I want to see like some of the attributes of the character and whatnot. So,
Yeah, for sure. No, it definitely looks cool. I'm excited to try it out and see how it goes.
I think there's a lot of potential for someone who's like a Warner Brothers fan. And then I think the fighting scene is actually pretty large too. So I think like fighting in general is pretty dope.
Yeah.
But,
I think something I wanted to touch on real quick outside of like video games. We always, I wouldn't say always, but we talk a lot about the MCU and shit and what they got going on. Obviously, with the big things that recently happened, and then the big thing that's in the news right now in the MCU world is that She-Hulk is coming out, and there's a couple things that I want to talk about it real quick, but the main thing is people are pretty disappointed in the trailer that they released because the CGI apparently looks pretty dog shit. They were saying that like she looked like who did they say? Like somebody, I can't even remember who this. I seen a meme and it was hilarious, but they were saying that she looked like something that was like green in the past. No, obviously not the Hulk, but it was like really bad CGI apparently. I saw it. I wouldn't say it was really bad CGI. I would just say that you can tell it's a TV show and not a Marvel, movie.
$1 million production.
Yeah, it's not a movie production level CGI. It's definitely TV show level CGI. I'm sure with all the backlash they're getting on that, they're gonna fix that and make it better before they release it because they still got a little bit of time before they release that anyway. So
Hopefully it doesn't get postponed. Oh no, actually I think that one's coming next year, isn't it?
yeah, like end of the year, right?
She-Hulk's in next year.
End of
very-
the yeah.
Something, but I know it's not like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
Marvel, I think the
pretty
next
soon, but it's not like so soon that they don't have time to fix it. I'm sure they will, especially it being Marvel.
CGI is just design aspects.
Yeah, it's literally just yeah. So I think, but I'm excited for like the fact that basically they were saying like Hulk's gonna be like in every episode, I think, and yeah, and I think it's just dope to add that aspect of like him showing her like how he dealt with the powers or whatever, and like what it's like to live with it and all that shit. And then she ends up, I guess, basically in the comics she's Jennifer Walters, but she's basically always She-Hulk. Like she'll be in court as She-Hulk, you know what I mean? Like she's a lawyer, and in the coffee shop she's fucking She-Hulk, you know what I mean? So I'm excited to see that. And then the big thing that I thought was pretty dope was in that initial trailer they showed Tim Roth, who was the actor who played Abomination. He played like the Spec Ops agent in like the Incredible Hulk back from like 2008.
Early 2000s.
2008, I think. Yeah, but he was the guy that played the Spec Ops guy that was trying to kill the Hulk, and he found the serum, and he injected himself with it, or the one dude injected with him. Anyways, so he was the Abomination, and he reprises his role because you see him sitting there in the chair, like making like a sinister face, and then in another different like short scene, you see him as the Abomination in the same container, and like he transformed into the Abomination. Oh, dude, I'm so hyped about that. I'm glad that Marvel is bringing back a lot of these older actors and like letting them keep their roles, like people that played them really well, especially.
So
I think it's dope though.
This is not like necessarily. I saw on TikTok one of the interesting things. I can't remember the guy's name, but who's the actual guy who's like above Doctor Strange? He's as a wizard or whatever.
Wong.
Yeah. So in one of the episodes of or maybe no, it was an episode. I think it was in Spider-Man. He was like with that creature. He's like, you got to learn how to throw your punches.
Yeah.
And he's going through that portal.
Yeah.
Behind that portal in the actual green screen is that same prison that you saw
Abomination in. Yeah.
Abomination.
Yeah, I saw that.
So a lot of people were like, so is that actually supposed to be like She-Hulk in that? Because he's like, you gotta learn how to throw your
Oh,
punches. And
yeah,
like,
it could
it's easy
be.
to not. And it was just like something that like visually was like miscued because of like the magic or something. But like he's literally taking whatever that creature is into the prison where they're meeting with him, and he's in there, seen in there, we're talking
Yeah.
to him too. So, which I think is kind of really, I know, like I've heard other people say this too. There's a lot of hype of him as a Marvel character as well. And I
Wong?
think bringing him in, yeah, Wong,
Yeah.
because he's technically he is really fucking powerful. Obviously, that's the reason he's in the position.
He's a sorcerer supreme, right now too.
So I think there's a lot of hype with him coming into like more stuff lately. Yeah, so I think that's, and I think a lot of people are interested as like what his role is gonna be in the She-Hulk series.
And for diversity reasons, it's smart for them to keep major
Yeah.
roles and
Expand your
diverse,
profile.
yeah, races and ethnicities and backgrounds and shit. And that helps Marvel out. It helps bring people in from other communities, or those
Kind of feel more connected in a sense. to it,
yeah,
actually,
instead of it just being all just a bunch of white males. Like,
Yeah.
in my opinion, it is what it is. But it follows the comic books lore. There's every race, every gender, everything is part of it. But mostly in the cinematic universe is like they're at the end of the day they're a business, and they need to bring that.
The dough.
Yeah, well, the money in, but they need to bring the people that may not have cared as much into it, because now they're like, oh, there's an Asian superhero that I can relate, that I can feel more
Which he
connected
did
to.
good with Shang-Chi. I like that movie too.
Shang-Chi, that was actually the main thing that a lot of people were saying about Shang-Chi, was that
So fucking good. That was
they were saying that there's a lot of criticism about it, about people saying that they only released that because of diversity. Like they didn't actually have it.
connection to the Asian community behind it personally. I don't know why, but the actual movie itself, I thought was cool. Like the
Yeah.
art designs of it. I felt like the storyline was a lot better. I think people discredited the storyline because they felt like it was different. Like it wasn't.
Yeah, they made it a kung fu Marvel movie, like a kung fu movie, which was actually dope. I agree, it was a good movie.
It's the fighter
Yeah.
he is. That's how he was trained when I was young.
Yeah,
But no, I don't. I don't. I think that's a good aspect of Marvel. Even Disney in general, but Marvel growing is trying to expand their portfolio on superheroes and trying to make sure that they can touch whatever part of. Like that's even the part of it. Like you have all this already pre-made content. You're just making it into a movie. So, I mean, the more you bask into, the more you're going to be able to grow whatever you want in order to make more money out of it.
yeah. Marvel just wants to touch you.
Cheerios. Marvel or Disney?
Both.
Damn, I'm a lucky guy.
Uh,
But yeah. So no, yeah, I think Shield could be pretty cool.
I'm excited for
I
it.
agree that like the design needs to definitely be worked. I think everyone says that. Has said
Yep.
that. I just kind of hope that like the show actually has like a good arc towards either Abomination or someone else.
I'm sure it will.
Where it's not where it's just like her like Mulan learning how to be a superhero, which is going to be a lot of it obviously because she's obviously just like
It's an intro
So
story too.
they have to have it to an extent, but I don't want 6, 7, 8 episodes of just let's get down to business.
Yep. Did you see about the Musk? I'm sure I know you already did, but the Musk we're saying that there's a possibility that the deal doesn't go through with Twitter because the bots. And I
Yeah.
mean,
It's like it's a fair excuse, right? Because like if in reality if 50% of your users are bots when you're already a profitless company, that is obviously a big concern.
yeah,
But it's also like you would think you would know this considering if you're like anybody in the world, at least me, I get bots messaging me on every fucking social media pretty much at least on a weekly basis, if not almost fucking daily on some of them.
yep,
So like you obviously got to know like that's just how our technology is nowadays, and a lot of places don't, or a lot of companies don't care to build the software to prevent it because it still boosts their users, even regardless if they're real users, which then still can generate profits for them in a sense, even though
Yep.
it's kind of like a corrupted data in a way.
yeah. I just I thought it was funny too. I saw I saw a news article. I don't remember who it's by, but they tried to come out and say that Elon Musk followers, like 30% of his followers or some shit, are bots and shit. They were like, well, most of your followers are bots, so how are you gonna be mad that Twitter has a bunch of bots? And again, I don't know the validation of that, but
There were a lot of people though that did actually lose a massive following right after he like announced it. Like they were trying to clear up some of the bots, and I think that was one of his concerns because there were a lot of famous people that literally lost like thousands or if not millions of followers like over like literally a span of like 24 hours. So which obviously is a concern because it's like oh they're trying to wipe bots to try to help
yeah.
build a stronger stance of like the actual.
Which plays into the financial aspect of it. Like, if they already know that there's that many bots and they're trying to get rid of them before they sell, that also means that the user count that he's intending to buy at, right, which is at the end of the day how you're going to make money. You originally were given whatever number it is plus bots, and then or maybe including bots, and then now you're cutting millions of accounts because they're bot accounts, and now that number falls dramatically of who you can make money off of on your platform. And at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's a business to make money. So I get it. I just thought it was kind of funny. I thought it was funny that also that I saw a lot of people talking shit. It's like, oh, he's just trying to come up with excuses. He never really wanted to buy Twitter in the first place. But yeah, no, he wanted to buy motherfucking Twitter. Like he bought fucking the major.
He got a lot of attention for it. So
Well, he also
every
bought the
news outlet was talking
dude.
about it
He
for
bought
weeks.
so much Twitter. And he bought he's still whether he ends up fully buying Twitter out or not. He's still the majority holder of Twitter stocks. Like he was dead serious
Not
about.
majority anymore, but yeah, he is up there.
Yeah, but either way, if it's 2 or 3, he's still bought a fuck ton of
still got
Twitter. Like
millions
he
of
wants to
followers,
buy,
for sure.
he wants to buy Twitter, but he's not gonna buy Twitter if he's buying something that's just gonna be a massive loss of money. Like at the end of the day, that would mean he's the bad businessman, and people may think he's. People may think whatever they want to think about him, but I'm gonna tell you right now that that guy is not a bad businessman. He's literally the richest person in the world for a reason.
He literally is working to solve one of the biggest issues
Yeah.
while making a shit ton of money out of it. So yeah, clearly he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. I just thought it was funny that people were so like adamant to like talk shit about it and about him, and
Easy
I
to
was
talk
like,
shit when you're poor.
easy to talk shit. It's not even when you're poor, when you're not in the same position as the person that's actually doing the shit that you're speaking on.
You don't have the motivation or the wish to be
Yeah.
like them either too. Yeah, there's definitely that. But yeah, so I don't know if you have anything else on your topic you're needing to talk about.
No, the house is coming together pretty well. I'm still waiting on my couch for down here and my mini fridge, so I can put my non-branded drinks in there.
Complete.
I was trying to go buy a Hellcat this week and ran into some issues, so we'll see how that goes. Other than that, yeah, man, I've just been chilling, just working, vibing. I've barely been playing any games.
I've noticed lately because we've been like I don't know if you noticed, but even Discord's been dead. It's just been dull and
Yeah,
chill
you
lately.
and Daryl, yeah. Bro, the thing is, like, with the moving and then fucking working and then the baby, it's just everything. It's just like, bro, holy fuck.
Yeah, that's fair though. Life is a dream.
I think once I get settled into the house and get all the furniture in and get everything set up in the right way, like, I'll probably be back to playing a lot more like I would normally be. But
Regular basis.
yeah, but still trying to get everything organized and set up and just be at a point where I'm comfortable and chilling and don't feel like I'm overwhelmed by everything that needs to be done, and on top of working and shit it'll be nice. Yep. Other than that, I'm chilling, bro. I mean, we had a pretty good time here talking. A little under 2 hours, a little shorter one, but It's cool though.
That's all right. Gives it more time to watch the other ones again.
Yeah, but again, you know, we talked about it at the beginning, but just anybody that watches this or listens to it, you know, you can always find us on YouTube, Twitch on Fridays at 3 generally ish. We'll be live. YouTube will have our full videos, VODs posted along with a short every week. If you go through our Buzzsprout site, you'll be able to find us on several
Or even if you
different.
search on them.
Yeah, or even if you search them, yeah, you just search in Google and you can find it. But just it's Duck the Glock, and basically right now most of the major platforms we already have our podcast on. Twitter, we're on Twitter, trying to be active. You know, if you want to contact us or talk to us, that's definitely the easiest way. And then
Little tweet.
yeah, and then TikTok too. We're gonna, you know, try to remain posting at least shorts in TikTok. You know, we might get to the point where we post more stuff on TikTok because it's not. TikTok is one of those things where it's just, you know, just trying to build a following.
Yeah.
And you're just trying to build a following, just trying to put funny shit or interesting shit on there. It doesn't have to be. It won't always only be shorts, because at the end of the day, that's why we have a YouTube channel. That's why we have podcast channels. That's why we have live streams. Like that's only podcast stuff. So, you know, we might try to get into some more funny shit, or, you know, I think we'd already talked about this, but once the man cave's set up, I'll probably do like a quick video of like the man cave here, just so everybody can see, like, you know, how much work I put into it and how much money is in this space. It's pretty ridiculous. Dude, you know what I'm gonna do? I was trying to think of like something that I wanted to collect that would be funny and different, right? And I wanted to do something that like I've never seen anybody else do. So there's gonna be a shelf on that wall right there. You can't really see where I'm pointing, but in front of me, so behind my desk, on that, it's an L-shaped desk, right? So there's a wall that way, and then there's an opening that way when there's like a door, the back door. So I'm gonna put a shelf against the wall, and what I'm gonna collect and try to get as many of them as I can is the wrap snacks. And this is the first one I got. I'm gonna get a bunch of these. So I got these, and then I'm gonna get like the comic book holders. I'm sure you've seen those, right? And no, those stands where they just like lean, like they're the big stand like this. And there's gonna be like a modern looking shelf right there, and it's just gonna be a whole bunch of wrap snacks on there. They have like noodles and a bunch of chips and like sodas and shit.
That's fair.
And then they all got different wrappers on them and shit. It's pretty dope.
It'd be kind of hilarious too, though, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean the intention was to be funny, but also have something just different. Like I've never seen anyone ever, which is like all the wrap snacks like actually displayed out properly. Like I'm really doing it like to collect them. Yep. So.
I collect, but I mean, like, obviously there's other people that also collect.
Yeah. Because I was looking at a lot of like the normal nerd shit, like the fucking the Funko Pops and shit like that. You know, just like the figurines or signs or comic books, and like all those shits. Like I like that stuff, but I just wanted something different with like a little bit of edge to it, like a little funniness.
It's so easy that shit can get
And these are like, bro, like it's like it's a bag of fucking chips. You can order them online. You can get them in the gas stations. You can get them everywhere. And like the main thing is just trying to get all the different ones to start out. And as they release new ones, because they actually release these fairly often, and just you know, keep getting them and build up a collection of bags of chips.
wrap snacks.
Wrap snacks.
I got wrap snacks. Because they're gonna have other stuff.
I'm just gonna be so pissed if somebody comes in here chilling and fucking tries
Eats
to
the wrap snack?
eats one of my bags of wrap snacks.
Hey, you don't touch my wrap snacks.
Those are for look only. Yeah, but I thought it'd be funny though. I thought it'd be just fucking know something. They like somebody come in here and be like, "What the fuck is this?" And be like, "Yeah, it's wrap snacks, bro."
Could we get snacks? We already have snacks at home, son.
We have snacks at home. You're not allowed to eat them, but they're there.
Snacks at home. Wrap snacks. I wonder. I mean, I imagine they're still pretty good because they probably stick to generic recipes.
Bro, this one is amazing. I've actually bought 2 bags when I bought this one because I hadn't tried this one yet. It's honey jalapeno. Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god, bro. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking, bro. This might be the best bag of chips I've ever tasted in my life. Clip that. I literally, I'm not joking, bro.
Like, honestly, if I was to get it,
Go to Walmart. Go to Walmart on George Kloss one day when you get some time, or if I think about it, I'll buy an extra one and bring or give them to you sometime. Bro, these chips are amazing. Bro, I'm not joking.
I've never even seen that.
Bro, it was, I literally bought these as like,
I've never actually seen this.
no, look, I bought these as like, I'm gonna start collecting Rap Snacks. That shit will be hilarious, and it'd be just different than anybody else does. And then I was like, wait, I've actually never tried these. Like, let me try them. And I got in the car, driving home. I opened up, and I'm like, holy fuck, bro, these. I was like, I wish I would have bought every one they had on the shelf. Like, that's how good these are. They're fucking amazing. For my taste buds,
You could
those
say
chips are
you
amazing.
vouch on behalf of
And on behalf of Rap Snacks, let me tell you, on behalf of Rap Snacks, the company, not legally, I'm not gonna pay for this.
But if it was to,
They're fucking amazing, brother. Cause like I love the Migos, the sour cream and onion ones. They're like a specific kind. I don't remember exactly, but they're good. And then the Lil Boosie ones, they're like spicy Louisiana hot sauce ones. They're like or hot Louisiana spicy, some shit like that. But they're fucking. And the noodles, the Lil Boosie noodles. You know, like the cup of ramen you can get.
oh yeah, I saw it.
They have Rap Snacks version ones. Bro, the little Boosie ones are, if you like spicy shit, oh my god, those are so much better than regular ramen noodles. Oh my god, brother.
I saw that was one of the first things that came up.
Dude,
actually, was the
that
little
shit is
noodles or whatever.
good, dude. So I gotta buy some more of those so I can put them as like, so I'm gonna put like, then they have the sodas, but I'm gonna put like a bag of chips and then the noodles and then a bag of chips and like a soda and then like all the way down like on multiple shelves.
And
And,
then you also have emergency meals if worse comes to worse.
and if the fucking apocalypse happens, I'm gonna have at least 6 bags of chips and 2 things of noodles laying around that are gonna be super stale after a few months.
Delicious. I guess if you're starving, it doesn't really matter.
True. Probably eat a dog at that point. There's like stray cats around here too. Snakes. Did you know that there's snakes in downtown Baltimore? Snakes. There's a fucking snake behind my
Yeah,
house.
snakes everywhere.
Most people call them snitches.
Most people call them backstabbers.
That's what I guess.
Yeah, rap snakes are pressure. You need to try the fucking the Biggie
let's check that shit.
honey jalapeno ones, and you need to try the fucking Lil Boosie noodles because those two are definitely the ones that if I'm gonna tell you if I had to eat like a cheap ass little shitty snack food meal, I was in Walmart and they had them, I'd buy this and a pack of those fucking Lil Boosie noodles, and I'd fucking go into work or go over to my homeboy's house, pop my noodles in, open up my bag of chips, eat them, eat my noodles, bro. Dude, I'd be happiest motherfucker you ever seen.
Also looking for is rap snacks.
Yeah. I do
I don't
this.
know, I'd be up to try it, but
Dude, you know what else is like one of my favorite things to eat? I wouldn't say my favorite things to eat,
Or
but
like
other than pussy, would be lamb and chicken over rice. Bro, like I get it. It's like called crispy
no, I like
crunchy.
it a lot,
Oh my god, dude, that shit be hitting so fucking good. They put like the lettuce and cucumbers and tomatoes, and then they put like the white sauce and the hot sauce on it. And oh my fucking god, bro, that shit's smacking. I'm about to DoorDash me some of that shit right the fuck now.
dude. I'm actually gonna get hungry too.
All that time of the evening, though.
Well, that's only 5.
Yeah, but yeah, it was good.
Well, no,
Had a
it's
good
chat.
time. Had some good conversations, man. Let's wrap it up and pick it up next week.
Thanks everyone for watching.
Yep.
Thanks everyone for listening.
Yep.
Leave some comments if you want. Leave some, questions or some topics that you want us to throw a little bit of research, or maybe we already know about. We just haven't thought about talking into. And comments or tweet us or put it on TikTok. or
Tweet us.
TikTok or
Tweet
tag
us your
or
deck
anything.
pics. Tweet us your deck pics. Your deck
Some
pics.
nice hard deck pics. Easy, 'cause I- Second.
Tweet us your big hard deck pics.
Yo, man. Make sure you pick concealment on it first.
Yeah, shade, trim your bushes around your decks if you're gonna post them on Twitter. It makes it look a lot bigger.
As much.
Clean it up a little bit. You know, nobody likes a mess.
Always- Yeah, definitely. Just like take care of your deck. Like everyone should.
And don't be posting the little ass decks on our Twitter either. I don't want to see no little deck.
Well, that's not even a deck. That's just a balcony. Okay. I want the large decks. Alright, that joke's kind of a little too carried away. Alright, so, thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Yep.
Have a great weekend if you're listening to this. If you're not ahead of time, hopefully you tune in next time for Obi-Wan. If not, I don't know if we're gonna get to watch Obi-Wan before we start streaming. So probably won't talk about it too much, except for the hype of like, day here it is.
Yep.
But excited for that mostly because that's like the big thing coming up this week. So
Yep.
y'all have a good one.
I'm Glock. That's Ducky. Peace out, yo.
See y'all later.